thing over here. I'll just compromise that. And then you record like what was the IP address of that host, what kind of system it is, like for an example, like let's say it is a window host, and let's say what is the hard drive, what is the hard drive of that, like what's the RAM, and all of other details. Okay, and then the evidence, where that evidence, let's say, is kept out, that image has been stored, something like that. Okay, then there is another section called compromised account. Okay, this is where you will kind of record all the accounts that are compromised. Okay, and also record, like, let's say there was an admin account, and then you record like which host you are referring to. So let's say system A admin account was compromised, so you record system A over here. And then account type, like is it admin account or normal user account or domain admin account, so those all things you record over here. And when it was seen that, okay, it was the first compromised, okay, something like that. So this Excel sheet will be really useful for you to kind of let's say whenever you're dealing with any kind of investigation, how to record the data, okay, and present that to the client, or even for your team. This would be kind of really useful, right, for while dealing with any kind of incident. Again, let's say you are dealing with any kind of malware investigation. So again, like what was the file name? Let's say the malware name was system.exe, for an example. So you just got the file name, the path where it was existing, and then few other details like file size, creation time, when it was created, when it was modified, on which host it was seen, and few descriptions of that, like what that malware does. Okay, that's an overview. So these all things you record in this sheet. Okay, and then kind of going forward is a network indicator. So like network indicator, I mean is that, okay, let's say you found out some suspicious traffic on the host, so you record the network indicators. Let's say what's the IP address of that, what's the IP address, for an example, of that malware URL. You record the source, let's say system A. You add a description that, okay, this IP address, let's say, is malicious, and timestamp when that, let's say, that infection. In the timestamp, you need to record two things. The first thing will be event first seen, okay, and event last seen. So the first time when that traffic was seen from that host or towards that host, and the last time when the traffic was seen from or to the from the host or towards the host. Okay, so you record all this thing and the timestamp. Okay, so this will let you know that, okay, kind of when that traffic was seen, and is it still kind of going forward, like if the last scene is not applicable or like ongoing, so you can say that, okay, it's ongoing, traffic is still kind of ongoing, so you can record those things. Now there is another last section that is host based indicator in this IR spreadsheet, which will be like artifact type. Like artifact type, I mean this one. Let's say this one, browser activity, or let's say cloud storage. So let's say browser activity artifact scene. So you go to that browser activity, right? Like, okay, browser activity, something like this, and date and time. What is the artifact? Like, okay, let's say the person has actually visited, let's say, a malicious URL on the host on the browser. So you record that URL, and then the system when it was same, system A, system B, or system C, something like that. Okay, so if you might already got a feel that for any kind of real incident that you will be kind of handling, everything is kind of almost covered in this spreadsheet. So if you are able to kind of fill out all the details, let's say whenever you are doing any kind of investigation, this is spreadsheet, the format that has been kind of mentioned in this spreadsheet, it will be really useful for you guys. Okay, to document the investigation. And what we'll be kind of doing is that when we will be kind of investigating the host, the one that I have specified over here, we'll be kind of trying to kind of record that in the IR spreadsheet, like what all things we are trying to kind of see malicious happening over there. So let me quickly share that Google Drive link with you guys. And I've explained these 4 files, but as I told, there will be multiple other files that will be kind of coming up in the same folder. And thing is that I'll be kind of letting you know once that's done. The only request is like not share this file with kind of anyone else. Keep that under your custody. Okay. So give me 1 second. And in the meantime, guys, if you have any kind of questions from, let's say, today or last sessions, feel free to kind of interrupt and kind of let me know about that. So let me just give me 1 second. And now I will be sending you the Google Drive link, guys, and I will request you that at least one of you just try to visit this link, the one I have shared in the chat box. Okay, try to hit link and let me know if you are able to see those files that I have kind of mentioned uh, just now, and kind of let me know if you guys are able to download that. So maybe any of you can just try to kind of try to download that file and kind of let me know about that. Okay. Okay. So let me know once you are able to kind of download the file. If not, maybe I need to then change the setting a little bit of that sharing setting, and then maybe you can kind of download. So feel free to kind of let me know quickly if you guys can kind of are able to kind of access that. Okay. So now one other thing is that um, this is kind of like Windows operating system running on my host, and I will request you guys like in similar way you also kind of set up um, one host, let's say either virtually or let's say on the host itself. If you are doing that virtually, one of the benefit will be like when I will be kind of running that malware, the ransomware malware, jigsaw malware, you will be able to kind of follow that and try to kind of follow up along with me in the lab part. Okay. So one of the thing, guys, is that there is a kind of like option in the VirtualBox which says shared folders. So using this folder, actually you can share any kind of folder from your host and map that with the window operating system that is running in virtually in the VirtualBox. You can do that by going over here. But thing is that if you remember last time I did that, but then also I was sorry, but then also I was not able to kind of share the folder. The reason was that I also need to click on this one, which is insert guest addition CD image. And if I click that, what will happen is that in this window operating system, you will be kind of getting a pop-up to download, to install an exe file. Okay, if you are doing that for first time. Okay, since I think I've already installed, I've already clicked on this one, insert guest addition CD image. This image is kind of that exe file is not showing up. Otherwise, it will show up in this window host. And once you kind of install that exe, whatever the VirtualBox is asking you to download, install that, and then you will see is that you will be able to kind of access the files. Okay, of the host, and let me just go over here, computer. And if you see, I have shared a folder with this host. And if I go over to this folder, you can see there are multiple other files that is existing on my host, but it's there over here. Okay, so thing is that last time I was trying to kind of ask you guys to kind of